Hello, hello, hello. It's another coffee time. Here we are again. Oh, what's on the Daily Mail website today? Well, the mound. Remember we did the Marble Arch mound. Do you remember that? It's been closed to 2 days. I think they must have seen the news story that I did. No, they didn't. No one saw it. Uh, but yeah, the £6.50 a ticket attraction has been closed. Um, and the architects behind it have well, they're not happy. Everyone's calling it a slag heap and a shit heap, and so they've hit back and they blame the weather. It's the weather that forced it not to, because it's meant to be all verdant and full of life and lush, and trees and lots of things growing. Again, I don't understand why you'd build a mound in the middle of London, but you know, art, I suppose, art. But yeah, it's closed. You can't go there now. But maybe are they gonna dig it all up? I don't know. But the good news is COVID news. Yeah, the good COVID news. We may be heading towards herd immunity. Yeah, don't applaud. We got there in the end. It was Boris's plan at the beginning. But yeah, 87% have got antibodies and whatnot, and that's good news. That's a good thing, and so yeah, it can be almost back to normal. We did it. We saw off the COVID, that British exceptionalism that everybody doesn't like, meant that we get there first. We can do this. We can do this. We can thank our esteemed leader, Fluffy Hair Johnson, for getting us there. But have you seen him? He can't use an umbrella, boy. Two incidents recently. He's had problems with umbrellas. One, obviously, Carrie had given. He'd probably go, "Oh, need a brolly, darling." She went, "Here you go," and it was obviously a lady's, one of those pocket brollies, and he was getting drenched. And then yesterday, at this unveiling of a police memorial, his brolly blew inside out, and he's like, oh, it's like a very solemn occasion. And there's old, bumbling Boris doing his buffoon routine. They loved it. They eat that stuff up. They love it. And why not? Why not? We need some levity in these dark times, especially at a memorial for fallen police officers. We always need a bit of levity there. But good news, there looks like there might be evidence that there is God. How so? Well, they're not doing another series of X Factor. Yay! I don't know. People around the world probably don't know what X Factor is. I don't know if you have it in your locale. It's a talent. I'm going to use the word loosely. It's a talent show where people sing because they're looking for the X Factor. But yeah, it's been running since 2004. And Simon Cowell said out of his very tight mouth, "I don't think I want to do anymore. I can't talk. That was just my my impression of what it may have been like. But yeah, he doesn't want to do anymore. But there's been a few. There's two things going on. The vid, and I don't think it's been on for a couple of years because of the vid. And also, there's been some controversy about the way that the people who are on the show get treated because they're basically cattle. You go on there, you sign away the rights to your name and image, and you basically have to put up with all the nonsense that they throw at you. So it's had its time, I guess. But I'm surprised we'll have Rotten Britain's Got Talent instead. Won't be watching it either because Ant and Dec present that, so don't watch it. But I only watched X Factor for the bad auditions, isn't it? When people who think they can sing can't sing. Has anyone heard that song called Red Dress? I don't know the lady. Oh, let me look it up. Because I was watching Sonic State. Did you watch Sonic State? It's bald men with synthesizers. That's what my kids call it. But they mentioned this song. Yeah, Sarah Brand, Red Dress. Go and watch it. Go and watch it. I'm just going to say that. Sarah Brand, Red Dress. It's on YouTube. Just go and watch it and listen to the song. And report back. Tell me what you think. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to let you figure it out. So yeah. What else have we got? Oh, Queen news. Queenie secretly lobbied the Scottish government on behalf of the Balmoral estate to make her exempt from new climate change laws. Good for her. Good for her. If you've got a bit of power, you might as well use it. A little bit of power to the elbow. Meanwhile, BBC staff and Scottish civil servants are being urged to state their preferred pronouns. How do you know if someone's a moron? They put their pronouns in their social media, and on any emails that they send you, you instantly go, self-righteous prat. That's it. That's all you need. Self-righteous prat. As my daughter says, I identify as was it an attack helicopter? So she's as cynical as I am. I don't know where she gets it from. Just looking at the stories. I said herd immunity is coming, folks. It's not really funny stories, but oh yeah, ZZ Top bassist Dusty Hill passed away in his sleep, which was a bit sad because I don't know if you remember them. ZZ Top had a lot of hits in the 80s with Sharp Dressed Man and Legs. Do you remember that? But yeah, they have beards. Yet the fella without a beard, Frank Beard, the drummer, doesn't have a beard. That was ZZ Top for you. But yeah, it's a great shame. But he passed in 72, passed away in his sleep. So yeah, shame. But news from Bob Odenkirk of Better Call Saul fame. He had a heart incident, and it's not saying exactly what happened, but his son said that he's recovering well in hospital. So that's good news. A lot of people going on about the Olympics and Simone Biles, the gymnast, and giving her a hard time over it because she withdrew. I mean, she's one of the best athletes in her class, and it seems like she had a dose of the yips, performance anxiety. And this is a thing that happens with sports people and all levels of sport, because again, a lot of sport, it's all up here, it's all in their head, and if you feel that you can't do it, and what she does, she throws herself around. She withdrew because she had that mental block, which again she could seriously injure herself, and you got to give her some leeway. Yeah, it's sad that she didn't maybe pull out sooner, because I don't know what the rules are with these competitions. I don't know if they're allowed to replace people in the US gymnastics team, but I think that makes them a person down. But yeah, everyone's giving her a hard time. Well, the dopey people are giving her a hard time. It's a shame. It's a shame that everyone has their cross to bear. What else we got? We had any wins? No, not really. Still waiting for the Olympic wins, but you never know. Meanwhile, influencer Paulina Soberaska has had to pay a top plastic surgeon £40,000 in libel damages because she claimed he botched her bottom. Yeah, Dr. Alexander Amir Aslani, who runs the Marbella-based clinic, said that he didn't do anything wrong, and he won. So now that's a very expensive bum that she's got. You could say that she's hit a bum note. You know, she should have known there was something wrong with it because there was a big crack down the middle of it. Yeah, okay. Just me then. Okay, well, I think that brings us to the end. The end, the rear of the story. I don't know if anyone's in the chat rooms because Robert Payne's in, and he said, "Shame that bassist died." Yeah, it is. And he doesn't care about the Olympics either. Me neither. I've been kind of a bit disconnected. El Kyoto says, what do I think about Keir Starmer? National Theatre of Brent. I don't. I think he had a chance. Again, he's a bit like Corbyn. These people stand at an open goal and they shoot the ball wildly into the crowd every time. Corbyn did. Starmer does. Unelectable. They're unelectable. People look at them and go, well, I'd rather have the fluffy-haired idiot than the buffoon in a suit, That's it. So, yeah, he poses no threat. And this is why we will have the Tories in power for the next 10 to 15 years. Because, again, Labour are obsessed with, all sorts of, ideologies that they really oughtn't bother about, So there we go. Identity politics seems to be their big thing at the moment. And really, they should be thinking about how they could make people's lives better instead of, again, pronouns and shit like that. People that nobody cares. Only arseholes care. Only people who get easily offended care. The whole pronouns thing is used to beat well-meaning people over the head. It's used to wrong-foot you and to give power to the idiot. It's look. When I was a lad, right, I had long, luscious hair, and I was quite androgynous, and I got mistaken for a girl quite a few times. It didn't bother me. It didn't bother me. Now I barely get mistaken for a man. So there you go. But no, Keir Starmer. I thought he might again like Corbyn. I thought, this might be good. This might be interesting. But like I said, they're not exactly up against the Brains Trust. They're not up against great politicos, but they can't land the killer blow, and they waste their time. Payne said it must be odd for them with a lack of crowd, lots of unusual silence. Yeah, I think this is where, because you had, again, I said with the gymnastics, and then when people are taking a run up, you get the people going whoop 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 way. There's a feeling of power, and I think this is why Simone Biles probably got a touch of the nerves, because it probably doesn't feel the same. You're performing in very different circumstances, and again, I think it's not like the tennis player. I think she was just being stupid because tennis relies on those interviews after the tennis matches to put all the advertising up and this, that, and the other. And it's one of the evils of being a tennis professional, is you do have to do the after match interviews because it kind of pays for the sport. So I think she kind of knew, what was asked of her. And again, you just say yes, no. If you make your interviews really bad, then they won't want to interview you. But with the gymnast, I think that's a completely different thing because there's so much pressure on you to perform. And the thing she does, one wrong move and she could break her neck. She could, seriously injure herself. And you just imagine losing that self-confidence. I just think that's, I can't imagine it. Classic Album Review says, do you ever get performance anxiety before an episode of Coffee Time? No. No, I don't. I just throw myself into it. I do sometimes with the live stream on Tuesdays because sometimes I feel like the energy is like, I think, it's not performance anxiety. It's just I feel a bit tired because it's the end of the day. But then usually once I'm in, the adrenaline kind of takes over, and I can just talk. You see, in this family we do a lot of talking. Except for Herb. We're trying to encourage him to take part in conversations. That's why we do board game Saturdays. And it's we talk a lot, so I'm used to talking. I come from a family of talkers. In the East End, that's all we do is we talk. So I like it's something I can do. And I hope I'm okay, says Classic Albums. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. I think the drugs are working. I'm getting consistent low or in a good range of blood sugar readings for my diabetes. So, that's that. Do I think Burko could stand a chance as El Quixote? No, because he's another fucking opportunist wanker. A Tory who's defecting to the Labour Party just because he didn't get a peerage. He can just go fuck off. These are politicos. They're only interested in serving one person, themselves. All of them, every man jack of them in Parliament, left, right, and centre, need to be kicked out. We need to start again. We need a new system. People's Parliament. Where you don't get paid, where you do it for the love of the job, where it's a vocation like it used to be. Again, in the old days, politics was a game for old men who made their money and wanted to sit around shouting at each other and, making life better for people. These governments, they do not make lives better for people. It's organised indifference a lot of the time. So that's the way it is, and we've got the Tories until whatever. But they are kind of doing more socialist. Look at the way they handled the COVID thing with the furlough scheme and this, that, and the other. A lot of it was socialist policies. So we live in a weird world. Of course, that doesn't make me a Tory. I'm critical of all parties these days because we have to remember, what Tony Blair did, all those things that he did. I'm critical of all of them because I've lived a long time, and I've seen enough elections and seen enough parties and I've seen what they're like. Anti-EU, Kinnock, very anti-EU. As soon as his time's done, what does he do? Goes to the EU, gets a cushy job and takes Glenda with him. Cheers. And that's why we needed to get rid of the EU. Because it's another fucking self-serving gravy train. Don't get me started. So there we go. Politics needs to be about helping people, not politicos helping themselves. Oh, God, Kathy Radke's back. Oh, fuck me. Bye-bye. Loony. And anyway, I think we'll end there. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to drink it up. It's gonna catch on. It's gonna catch on.